Welcome back to The Explainer. Today, we are diving headfirst into the really fascinating world of alternative wellness marketing. Specifically, we're unpacking a promotional brochure that's pitching a pretty intriguing, completely non-invasive approach to modern vitality. It introduces us to something called the EESystem. We're going to look closely at exactly what this source material presents, how it structures its claims, and what it's actually offering to people who are just looking for a bit of a wellness boost. The brochure actually starts right where a lot of us find ourselves on a Wednesday afternoon. It asks a really direct question. Are you feeling drained, overwhelmed, or low on energy? It's a smart hook, right? Because it immediately validates a very real problem. I mean, in today's incredibly busy world, stress and mental pressure are just constant background noise for so many of us. This text acknowledges right off the bat how easily that fatigue can mess with how you feel, how you think, and how you function. It basically sets up the modern lifestyle as the core problem, which of course perfectly positions their service as the ultimate solution. Okay, let's dive into this solution. The flyer proposes the EESystem, which stands for the Energy Enhancement System. The promotional material defines this as an advanced wellness technology. But what's interesting is it's not positioned as something that aggressively forces your body to change. Instead, it's designed to create a deeply peaceful wellness experience. According to the text, the whole goal here is to help users intentionally slow down, relax deeply, and reconnect with a renewed sense of balance. It's really pitched as a supportive addition to a personal wellness routine for anyone seeking a bit of inner calm and overall vitality. So how exactly does this advanced technology claim to pull this off? Well, the brochure claims the EESystem works quietly in the background by generating very specific types of energy. It specifically mentions biophotonic and scalar energy fields. Now, they aren't giving us a dense textbook physics lesson here. Instead, it relies on these highly technical terms as sort of the foundational secret sauce for their claims. It paints this picture of scalar waves and light frequencies working together to create an ultra-calm environment that ultimately is supposed to energize your very cells. And building on those energy fields, the flyer makes some pretty bold health and wellness claims. This is where we see the promotional material smoothly transition from explaining the how right into selling the why. First up, they emphasize that it's a non-invasive, cutting-edge technology. But then it goes way deeper into physiological claims, stating that the system stimulates cellular repair and regeneration, boosts immunity, supports natural detox, and promotes optimal healing. They're definitely positioning this as a very comprehensive boost to your body's natural systems.
Now, to back up those rather significant health claims, the brochure brings in a tried and tested section. It's a classic, highly effective marketing strategy to build trust. The text specifically states that the system has been tested by Johns Hopkins University and leading researchers. On top of that, it leverages celebrity endorsement, claiming it's used by wellness leaders like Tony Robbins. By placing these heavy-hitting names right next to claims of cellular regeneration and immune boosting, the flyer is clearly aiming to give this technology an aura of high-profile institutional validation.
Now, what's really interesting is how the source takes all these super abstract concepts like biophotonics and scalar waves and grounds them in a highly tangible physical space. You might be picturing some kind of futuristic, enclosed medical pod, but it's actually just a quiet, normal-looking room. You've got people just lying back in incredibly comfortable zero-gravity recliners. And then, at the front and back of the room, there are these tall, stacked towers of screens putting out brightly colored, glowing patterns. That right there is the visual reality of the EESystem in action.
And that peaceful visual perfectly matches how they describe the actual session experience. The brochure goes way out of its way to emphasize what is not happening to you. It highlights that the whole process is just incredibly simple and comfortable. You literally just sit or rest in a quiet room. They make it crystal clear. No drugs, no surgery, no radiation, and absolutely no devices attached to your body. The technology supposedly just does its thing in the background while you experience what they beautifully call the gift of intentional rest. It's essentially pitched as a total sanctuary away from everyday noise.
But despite those really bold claims about cellular repair and boosted immunity, the source document does establish a firm and legally necessary boundary. It includes a very clear disclaimer stating that individual experiences may vary. And most importantly, it emphatically defines the EES system as a wellness support option and stresses that it is absolutely not a replacement for professional medical care. It's a really fascinating look at how modern alternative wellness literature balances these profound physiological claims with necessary real-world medical disclaimers. From there, the flyer moves from the theoretical straight into the highly practical. This specific brochure is advertising a facility called Joe's Energy House. The source gives us all their direct details, letting us know they're located at 8B Kola Amadu Crescent, Magodo GRA Phase 2 in Lagos, Nigeria, along with their website, joesenergyhouse.ng. They also toss in their social media handles for anyone who has read the claims, seen the cozy room setup, and is ready to explore this locally.
And naturally, it wraps up with a direct call to action. The text prompts the reader point blank, ready to begin your wellness journey, and drops the direct phone numbers to call 0800-332-9925 or 070-429-93216 to learn more, or to just go ahead and book a session in one of those zero-gravity recliners. It neatly ties up the promotional package, giving you an immediate next step to take if the whole premise of scalar energy relaxation has piqued your interest.
Which brings us to the final thought presented by the text. After laying out the sheer exhaustion of modern life, the technological solution, the purported benefits, and the peaceful environment, the brochure basically asks, will you give yourself the gift of intentional rest? It leaves you with this provocative thought about investing in your own personal vitality. Whether you completely buy into the specific science of biophotonic fields, or if you just really like the idea of sitting for an hour in a quiet room with no phone and zero interruptions, it definitely begs the question. In our constantly plugged-in world, how do you find your balance? Thanks for joining me on this explainer. I really hope you found this breakdown as fascinating as I did.